Namaskar Sathiyon, good evening friends. Today I'm going to talk about a very important report which has come out, which is about the schools in Nagaland. आज मैं नागालैंड में जो स्कूल्स हैं उनके बारे में आप लोगों से बात करने जा रही हूँ. ये ASER रिपोर्ट है, एनुअल स्टेटस ऑफ एजुकेशन रिपोर्ट 2022. इसमें क्या आया है, what has come in this report is extremely important for you to understand, and I have with me the Morang Express and also the Nagaland Post, and I have been reading it. और दोनों न्यूज़पेपर्स क्या बता रहे हैं? They are telling us that the report says that there is some amount of improvement, but the reality I will show you through my videos, because today I have traveled to a number of villages, and I have, and especially in Mr. Jacob's constituency in Ghaspani 1, and over there I have shot at a number of schools. So let me tell you first about this report. This report talks about a number of things, and 70% of the rural schools in Nagaland, it says, has no computers. But when you see my report, you will understand that the schools are hardly running. You know the conditions of the schools, and the fact is that these schools are not running. The school buildings, and I must tell you that the school buildings have the doors being painted. The doors are being painted a bright blue, so that people who go there can take pictures and put it up to show you development. There is no development. There are no roads in Nagaland, and the schools are in a very bad shape. I went to a number of schools today in Ghaspani 1, in a number of villages in Ghaspani 1, and I found that whatever this report says, even this report is far-fetched, because they say that there are new libraries which have been built. I've gone and seen those libraries. I will show you pictures. There is a room for a library, for a classroom, and there are toilets, and it is so dirty. It is so dirty. The benches are there, and the benches are dusty. It shows that nobody has come there or sat there for years, and or at least months, if not months, I could say weeks. But definitely, this report says that the midday meal service, midday meals served in school on the day of the visit. So you can understand, ASER has this ASER report, that is the annual status of education report 2022. When it was prepared, obviously there was a day on which the people who were making this report had gone. And what do they find? They find that the midday meals served in school on day of visit in 2010, it used to be 31.9%, and now it is it has gone on decreasing. 2014, 24.1%. 2018, it rose 27.4%, and now in 2022, the midday meals served in school on day of visit, only 27.2% of the schools are serving midday meals. Drinking water. There are no facilities for drinking water, and you know that this is a huge problem. There are no facilities for drinking water, and as far as no facilities are concerned, 61.4% of the schools have no facilities for drinking water. What about facility but no drinking water available? That means there are facilities but there are no drinking water available. In 12.9% of the schools, there is facility but no drinking water. And I've seen it. There's a big tank, a Syntex tank or some company's tank over there, and there are neither children, neither is there water. But I will show you those videos also. You must share them so that people are made aware of what's actually happening. So another one is yes, this is very, very important. There's a bed for cooking midday. Yes, there is a space, but food has to be cooked also, no? So according to the report, 85.9% of the schools have kitchens and kitchens, bed for cooking midday meal or whatever they mean by it. Drinking water available in only 25.7% of the schools. Mind you, only 25.7% of the rural schools have drinking water available. That means out of every 4 schools, there is only 1 school which has drinking water facility available for children. Toilets. No toilet facility. Facilities are there everywhere. So no toilet facilities only in 3.7% of the schools. Facility, but toilet is not usable. It cannot be used. It's in such a pathetic state. Almost 1/3 of the schools, 31.9% of the schools have toilet facility, but they are not usable. They are in such a bad shape. Then the toilet which is usable, according to them, there are the schools which have usable toilets are 64.4%. But if there are no children coming, what is the point of all these facilities? That is a question. Then girls' toilet. No separate provision for girls' toilet, 27.1%. No facilities available. Separate provision, but locked. Most of the places, the provisions are there. In fact, I wouldn't say they are locked. At most of the places, they weren't locked. So they say only 16.7%. Then separate provision, unlocked and usable. Oh man, they say 48.6, but if you go and see them, they are so dirty. They are in such a bad shape. When you see my video, you will figure out how bad it is and what lies these are. But in spite of the lies, the details given here are very concerning. Library facilities. In 44.9% of the schools, there is no library facility. In 44.9%, you have library, but no books being used by children on the day of the visit. So they presume that, oh, on other days they must be using. No, there are none which are being used. Library books being used by children on day of visit is 25%. You can imagine. Even in even here, it's only 25%. Hi, long. And do share this video as much as you can. Electricity connection is present. Connection is present, building is present, space is present, children are not there. What are they fooling you about? 87.7% schools have electricity connection. And of the schools with electricity connection, the percentage of schools with electricity available on the day of the visit is 82.7%. You can go in the morning and you will find that there is great amount of fluctuation. So they say 82.7%, but the fact is that the condition is bad because children are not coming to the schools. Now coming to computers, no computer available for children for use, 69.5%. Alovito Zimo, hi, you're joining me from Arunachal Pradesh. Good to see you. Do share the video. So you have computers available but not being used, only 23.9%. So when somebody is come, they've used the computer. If you see my videos, you will get to know that there are no computers present in the schools. And the computers being used by children on day of visit, so not being used is 23.9% of the schools are not using it on the day of the visit of by these people who made this report. And children using computers on the day of visit, only 6.6%. On the one hand, they say that people not using it is 25%, and on the other hand, they say that the ones that are using it is 6.6%. So what is happening to the rest? Well, there are no computers present in the school. So about 70% of the rural schools have no computers available for the students. Now, according to this report, 23.9% of the schools computers were available but not being used. Yes, good to meet you, good to see you. So the trends which are there according to this survey shows that the all India leverage of schools without computers was 77.3%, and Nagaland is not very far behind, it's 70%. This is a small state. This is a state with a high rate of education. People want children to get educated. It's not about getting them educated. It is a pride for them. And it is a normal thing. It brings them pride, and probably if children are not getting educated, that is what worries them. But now let me go a little ahead and talk about some other things. There are, according to this report, there are more schools with libraries. Where are the libraries? I don't know where they've seen the libraries. And I'm talking about Ghazpani 1. Now, Ghazpani is very close to Dimapur. It's between Dimapur and on the way to Kohima. But this is the new district which has been formed out of Dimapur, Newland. And over here, there were no schools with libraries that I visited. And according to the survey which was released on January 18, it showed that percentage out of school children, that means between 6 to 14 in Nagaland, was only 0.7%. So that means only 0.7% of students were dropping out. That means the most dropouts are happening at the upper primary level or after standard 8. So this is again very concerning, because after a gap of 4 years due to the onslaught of COVID-19 pandemic, ASER also went out in the field and did this survey. So the period of COVID was not used to do anything good, because according to them, they reached about 616 rural districts across the country, not just in Nagaland, but across the country. And this is what Pratham Education Foundation has said, which has conducted this entire survey. So the household survey records that the schooling status of children in the 3 to 16 age group, oh God, see, now there is no power over here, so you can understand what the problem is in Nagaland. So I'm hoping that power will be restored very soon. I must be looking like a ghost to you, but that's how it is. So, okay, so you, you know, you are seeing me, you're watching me. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting in a hotel room and talking to you. So, coming back to this, the household survey shows that the schooling status of children in the 3 to 16 age group and the aged 5 to 16 in basic reading, arithmetic and English ability. And this data was collected from 9 out of 11 districts. So if you look at the district-wise school status, it found that the enrollment of students in government and private schools were equal. Government schools was 50.8% and private schools was 48.5%. And the children who come in the age group of 6 to 14, they enrolled in government schools. And how many of them enrolled in government schools? It was very low. It's only 34.3% of the students are enrolling. The rest of the students, are probably, God knows where they're going. Some of them must be going to the private schools, but not all. In Dimapur, it is as low as 34.3%. And Kifire, which is a much, a district which requires much more attention, much more progress, that has about 80.6% there. So children enrolling in government schools in Kifire is very high. Like I said, people want their children to get educated. The second lowest enrolled in government school was in Dimapur at 38.4% and 40% in fake. On the other side, if you look at Tuensang, it had the second highest enrollment in government schools, 69.3%, and Mokokchung was 53.9% and Wokha 51.1%, which might not be very good, but it is not bad. Compared to all the other data which I've been telling you about till now. And if you look at children who can do at least subtraction, they were the highest in Zuni Boto at 74.8%. Mokokchung, again, this is calculation, subtraction, 66.7% in Mokokchung, 63.7% in Peren, Kifire, Tuensang, Dimapur was below the state average of 47%. Now, from standard 6 to 8, children who could read standard 2 level text was the highest in Kohima. The percentage that could read standard 2 level books. And this was, the survey was done with standard 6, 7 and 8. So they were highest in Kohima, 89.6%. You're not expecting 89.6%. You're supposed to expect 100% of the students being able to read, and you're checking whether they could read class 2 level, standard 2 level, when they are in 6, 7 and 8. So that is again another concern. But other than that, Zuneboto, the percentage was 87.4, Mokokchung 87.2, which is very good that children of 6, 7, 8 could at least read at the level of class 2. Yes, Shaiwang Konyak, hi. And of course, now if I go ahead, when you are talking about percentage of children who could do division sums. So at that same level, that means 6, 7, 8, who could do division sums of the class 2 level, it was found that 59.2% could do it in Kohima. And these are class 6, 7 and 8 students, and they are being checked whether they could do division of the class 2 level. So in Kohima, it is the highest, 59.2%. Zuneboto is 50.6% and Mokokchung is 48.3%. So that means children of class 6, 7 and 8, what are they being taught? I don't think anybody is monitoring it, and a lot of issues about proxy teachers is also coming out, which I will probably talk about another day. So Kifire and Tuensang, they were below the state average of 34.8%. Kifire was 4.9% children could do class 2 level division sums, and these were children from class 6, 7 and 8 who were surveyed. And Tuensang was 12.1% only. So the Kifire was very, very low, where the enrollment is very, very high. Now, it also showed that the proportion of children in classes 1 to 8 who are taking paid private tuitions, meaning the school, what is the school teaching? They have to take paid private tuitions. This was also quite high. In 2018, it was 25.4%, and in 2022, it has gone on to 34.5%. Of course, this raises a lot of questions on the quality of the teachers and the what the teachers are teaching them. In 2022, 34.5% is what it has come to, and a lot of students are also joining private schools. Now, obviously, the number of students who are doing that is 48.4% against 22.2% in government schools, those who are taking tuitions. Nuvulohe, Lemji, hello. So, the All India figure for private tuition classes is 30.5%. So, in a number of places, we are finding that lots of children are going for private tuitions, which is a matter of great concern. Now, what I have seen at various schools, I will show you those videos. You please look at them, and you will come to know that schools are in a very, very bad condition over here. This was one issue that I wanted to talk about. Hi, Willie. I will be sharing a video of former CM of Nagaland. And you will see how wonderful it has been to talk to him. Can anybody guess who I am talking about? I met him today and it was absolutely wonderful. I'm talking about Mr. KL Chishi. So Mr. KL Chishi spoke on a number of issues, and I will be sharing that video with you. Do share it with your friends, and you'll come to know what he thinks about the BJP, the RSS, what he thinks about Temjem Imna, about Mr. Patton, about other people also. So that's a very interesting one. Okay, so now I am going to my next bit. Of course, I wanted to talk to you about this, And now I would like to talk to you about Dr. Jameer. You know, a lot of people and lots of people are saying, and you'll see this, even when I went to meet Mr. Chishi also said the same thing, that the Eastern Nagaland is not really getting the kind of attention that it should be getting, which is extremely sad. And I will tell you about a few other things, like the Central Nagaland Tribal Council has been saying that funds should be equitably distributed. So I will come to that. But before that, I also want to tell you what Dr. Jameer, former chief minister, former governor, has said. He has said that the eastern areas of Nagaland require special attention for development. That means this is a matter of concern, and the NDPP government is least bothered about it. He's also said that they lack in areas such as road communication, education and healthcare systems, and the government has not done anything about it. So whichever government comes in, these are the areas of focus which should be there. This news report mentions all the things that he has said, and I will definitely try to meet him as well to get his perspective so that I can share that with you. But for the time being, let me tell you that what he has said is that the Eastern Nagaland requires much more attention. He has said that the formation of Nagaland was decided by representatives of the then Tuensang Frontier Division and the then Naga Hills of Assam, comprising of all the 16 tribes of Nagaland, who thought that they wanted a new state of their own. And because the 16 tribes had decided on that, Nagaland was created through unification of Tuensang Frontier Division and Naga Hills of Assam. So Dr. Jameer has said that these areas, especially the eastern areas of Nagaland, are extremely important, and they are going to be even more important in the coming days when the Look East policy or Act East policy becomes completely matured. He is concerned about development not reaching eastern Nagaland, and I will tell you what Mr. Chishi has also been concerned about. So, and you know that Dr. Jameer has been a fantastic chief minister, governor. He's a veteran, and so he has said that because 20 years of a non-Congress rule in Nagaland, he can only point out things, and whichever governments were there, if they have not done anything for Eastern Nagaland, it is for Eastern Nagaland and people of Eastern Nagaland to think who they are going to vote for this time, because their concerns, and for us they are a great matter of concern, because if development is not reaching them, obviously they will be upset about it. So he has spoken about how the eastern areas, they have remained unadministered for too long a time, and there are several issues over there of the Eastern Nagaland people that require immediate attention. He has also said, he also mentioned that the eastern areas remained unadministered, and they have been like this for a very long period of time, which is concerning according to him. And eastern areas have a lot of problems, Dr. Jameer says, and the problems that he has mentioned are problems of development, of infrastructure, administration. And what he has said also, and I will tell you what Mr. Chishi has also said, that there has been significant development in Mokokchung, Kohima districts, which were under the British administration, especially on the front of literacy. But Tuensang Frontier Division, which has remained quite isolated from the rest of the country, and this is something that he's very concerned about. And he has also said that the present government of NDPP and BJP. They are responsible for not paying enough attention to the matter. And we do understand that the present government is not, is not really bothered. It doesn't really care. And this is something that came out in my conversation with Mr. Chishi also, where he said they don't care. And that is really what I, as an outsider who has come to Nagaland, I'm seeing, I'm feeling it also. So, Dr. Jameer has been a 4-time chief minister, and he has said that the matter could have been handled, better if Nagaland government had taken it up. And, his concern is showing that this is a matter that should have been looked into by the government of Nagaland. And the government, I was on a television show today, I must tell you what happened there. And it's very interesting because there was a lady from the BJP who was talking about development and saying that, oh, there has been so much of infrastructure development. There's been so much of this and that. Please do see that video. I will share it in some groups also. I will put it up on my YouTube also, and you can download it, share it. And what I did was I was showing them the roads of Dimapur. So what Dr. Jameer has said is that the real problem of the ENPO should have been addressed in the past 5 or 6 years. And he also said that Delhi should have been talking about it, coming to some kind of a concrete solution. And the sad part is he feels that it's very sad that the NDPP and BJP government, double engine, they keep calling it double engine, but it's actually troubled engine and trouble engine. It causes trouble and it is troubled also. You know what has happened to Mr. Adani is net worth has fallen really badly because of the Hindenburg report which has come out, which has shown the kind of activities his companies are undertaking. We'll come to that another day, but right now Dr. Jameer has said that the present NDPP and BJP government, they have allowed the center to bypass this issue by allowing talks directly with Eastern Nagas. So what he wants is that the government should have been involved in it, and then only this could have been resolved. According to him, this issue has to be dealt with by the state government. And of course, I don't understand, the BJP calls Himanta Biswa Sarma. The Nifo Rio government is so busy that it wants somebody else to do it. So it is, Dr. Jameer is a very knowledgeable person, and it would have been right for the present government and also the center to have spoken to him, to understand what he's saying, because he is talking about the eastern area and how within the constitutional framework this could be done. But let me also, since I had mentioned Hindenburg report, let me also tell you that the Adani group has come up with a statement and said that it is shocked and deeply disturbed to read the reports published by the Madoffs of Manhattan and Hindenburg research on January 24, which is nothing but a lie. This is what they are saying, but their stocks are falling. The net worth of Mr. Adani, who was really climbing the ladder of success and climbing the Forbes list and all kinds of lists, his net worth has fallen. So what has happened is that he is trying to defend himself, but you know very well that it's not going to be possible, because this particular government will help him to ban, to bring down articles which are there. But that doesn't sort out the problem. But anyhow, you must see the video of Mr. Chishi when I post it, and also various schools that I will be sharing with you. I'm going to share small videos with you so that you can download them and share them. Very important. So the ASER report that I have just told you about, which is the annual status of education report 2022, has shown what condition the education system in rural areas in government schools is. The fact is that I have visited a number of schools and I've found that nothing like this is happening. This is all nonsense that they're talking about. Now coming to what Mr. Chishi also said, and this is so correct. He has said that funds are not being allocated properly. They are not being used for the development of areas, that require development. So what his allegation is that Kohima district, that's where the CM Rio comes from, and the adjoining Dimapur, Chumukadema, and Fake. These are the places which have got a lot of funds, and which is not really correct. Funds should go equitably to all the districts, and especially to the districts which require attention. But I don't understand why, friends, why don't you speak up? Your roads are bad, your power supply is terrible, your water supply is awful, the MSME sector is in dire straits, cottage industries are reeling under pressure, people have no jobs, and the sports persons are out there trying to find facilities for themselves, look for resources themselves. Why are you not speaking up? You will have to speak up, friends. And unless you do that, things will not change. Things will change ultimately if you are able to speak. I also know about this Jal Jeevan mission that everybody's been talking about. And Mr. Modi says that every house has a null, a tap. But the fact is, it is one basti which has one null, not every house. They say that every household has a yes, hi Sally Thonga. So every household has a gas cylinder. The gas cylinder, mind you, is so expensive. Another important thing is the public distribution system, the ration shops. They give you rice at a very minimal price, and along with the rice you get kerosene oil, but now the kerosene oil has been stopped. In addition to that, there is something of prime concern, and that is that you are not aware of all the things that the government says that it will distribute from the ration shops. I do want to meet a lot of the SHGs who might be involved in take-home ration scheme of Nagaland, but I haven't been able to meet anybody. So when you talk about Nagaland, don't you have a take-home ration scheme? That is important. Now, ration cards might be there, but are the ration cards really helping you? That is important for you to know. Where are the Anganwadi workers? Please come and get in touch with me, because I do want to talk to you. I do want to know the reality, because like I've mentioned, the schools are not working, and you will see in my videos that and those are all ground reports. It's not somebody else who's making the reports. I have been recording all these myself, so it is very important. And of course, it's all very well to say that Nagaland change will come. This is what change for election for change, Mr. Nifo Rio had said. Mr. Nifo Rio has a lot of allegations of corruptions on him. I believe there are two resorts of his, both names start with N, and these two resorts are massive, and they're doing very well. These are the allegations by everybody in Nagaland. And I definitely do want to know, how is it that the entire state is in poor condition as far as infrastructure development, roads are concerned, but high Tiak, Kumzuk. So all these roads are there. There are no roads. There are no roads, but they're very nice ones, because there are no roads. So those are very nice no roads in Nagaland. But where these resorts are, where his house is, I believe a road has gone on till there. How has that happened? Yes, justice will be delivered once UPA government comes to power a day. Yes, science lover says that, definitely. But what you need to do is, I was seeing a regional party, which a newly formed regional party said that Nagaland, there cannot be any change unless there are God-fearing candidates. I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. No matter who gives you money, take it. Don't be scared. Take the money. Take the money. But after that, what you need to do is think for yourself. Yes, bhoi na khabi, take the money. Bhoi na khabi, take the money, but vote for the right candidate. Do not waste your vote on somebody who does not care. The present government does not care. I'm so glad you're saying this, Tiakum Zok, that you hope that Congress will come to power one day. One day is not very far. That one day is on the 27th of February. If you cast your vote and you cast it right, you cast it for Congress party, then you will get a good government. A government which will not be dividing you. A government which will rule for you, with you, and concerned for you. It will rule and it will be a rule of the people. It will be your rule, because that's what a government is all about in a democracy. Nung sang long kumer hai. So when we talk about the Congress Party has never ever tried to divide people. The Congress Party has always united people. The Congress Party has always got people along with them. I must remind you that the Bharat Jodo Yatra has finally come to its final destination in Kashmir successfully. And the Bharat Jodo Yatra gives us a lot of hope, because Rahul Gandhi ji wants you all to be empowered. Rahul Gandhi ji wants you all to understand the power that you have. Rahul Gandhi ji wants you to know that the Congress stands for you. Nobody should be allowed to divide you. Nobody should be allowed to spread hatred, divisiveness. That's not the work of the government. But that's exactly what the BJP is doing, and the NDPP Chief Minister, Mr. Rio, is encouraging. And that should not happen. We have to stop it. Yes, Dev says Congress will win. Congress must win. Congress must win. Bhoi na khabi. Awaz uthabi. Awaz uthabi. Bhoi na khabi. Congress ase. Upar ase. Remember that. We are standing with you. We are here for you. We want you to have a better life. We want you to question us if we are going wrong somewhere. When you choose a government based on the divisive politics, or when you think that you have somebody is giving you something and you have to vote for that person, just forget it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take the money from whoever's giving it to you, but vote for the right person. BJP will definitely do it, and they have all the money in the world. If you go to any part of the state of Nagaland, you will find these huge posters of Modi ji, Nadda, and what else? Yes, Temjem Imna, and Mr. Patton. So these are posters all over Nagaland. Of course, you can't do anything because the BJP is in power, and I wonder if this is fair election. If the Election Commission of India is watching, I do want to know if it is fair to have hoardings of only one party all across Nagaland. How is it fair? If you can see only one party hoardings on the hoardings, Congress party could put up their posters on autos, or somebody else could do it on buses. But if all the hoardings have the banners and the posters and the hoardings of only the BJP, I want the Election Commission of India to tell us, how is it fair? Will the Election Commission of India stand up for democracy? We will have to see in the coming days. And will the Election Commission of India find a way to have equitable distribution of advertisements? We'll have to wait and watch. I don't have much hope from them. They are the institution which conducts the election, so we have no choice either. But speak up. I have met artists today. I have met a wonderful young lady who's acting in a film which will release in March, and I've met the person who has produced that film. So these are all available on OTT platforms, on digital media. So they are fantastic. And what I find is that they have a lot of problems. They have a lot of problems with the way they don't get a platform. The government has no policy. No policy. You talk about tourism. How can you have tourists coming here if there's nothing like this happening? Ma'am, please highlight some loopholes on electrification, because the traditional ways of supplying power is not viable for the state of Nagaland. We'll definitely talk about it another day. Right now, I am going to be logging off, but I would request you to share this video as much as you can and make sure that you start speaking up. I want to see videos of citizens speaking up for their rights, speaking up so that we have a better governance, also a better government. Yes, Dave says that in Congress leaders are, he's praising the leaders, and I completely agree with you. Whatever it might be, everybody, people can have their shortcomings, but at least they are not completely lost like the BJP and NDPP. They don't know what to do, right? Do they even know what they have to do? I mean, like, sometimes I really wonder, what do they speak? Today, yes, before I log off, I must tell you that today I was on CNN News 18 on a debate. Yes, Relaxed Mind says business persons are ignorant. Naga Boy says, ma'am, I need a suggestion of joining politics after being a bureaucrat. Oh, when you are a bureaucrat, do tell me. And definitely, once in politics, you shouldn't just jump into politics without making sure that you're doing something else in life, have a profession, because politics is not about coming and making money. Politics is about doing your job and then returning to society. So a lot of people always ask me, how can you earn money from politics? You can't. You can only work for politics, work in politics, because that is a job that gives you the opportunity to work for your people, for your constituency, for the people of the country, for the people of your state, and that's why it gives you great amount of peace. Haven't you seen pastors and all? Of course, a pastor would be getting a salary. And similarly, if somebody gets elected, that person would get a salary also, but that shouldn't be the only aim in life, because it's not necessary to get into electoral politics only, but politically you should be aware and you should be speaking. A lot of people keep saying that we are apolitical. What do you mean by you're apolitical? You can't be apolitical. Either say you're irresponsible or you say you're responsible. And why do I say it? If you are responsible, you will get out of social media, get out of the screen, and go out there and vote on the 27th of February. Vote for the right, vote for the Congress, because Congress is hope. And if you are going out there and voting, then you are political. All of us are political beings. We are political, we are social, we are cultural, we are emotional, we are sentimental beings. And that's it. And physically, we are human beings. That's it. So, we are the common people and will voter of Congress till last breath and believe in Congress ideology and love the Nehru ji, Indira ji, Rajiv ji and Rahul ji. We don't want anything. We want Congress. That's so sweet of you. And that is why you must get more people to come out to vote. Educate them. Talk to them. Tell them that this government is out only to create roads for themselves. So every development is for themselves. So they said election for change. You know what kind of change Nagaland has got. Never, ever, ever think that if you have an oppositionless government in the times of BJP, it's not going to help you at all. And now the BJP is all out to finish off the regional parties also. Mr. JP Nadda said it in Bihar, and that is why the Bihar government of BJP JDU fell. Now, you have to be united, and you have to remember that it is not just the candidates who have to be God-fearing, but it has, it also requires voters, the electorate, to be responsible. You are not apolitical no matter how much you say it. No matter how much you say it. because your life depends on a government and its governance. So unless you go out there and vote, unless you have a mind which thinks politically also, no matter how apolitical a life you might want to lead, but you have to think of who you want to vote, why you want to vote. Are those people you're voting for, are they going to be accountable to you? You have to think that. Just because somebody has money, don't sell your vote, please. Just don't sell your vote. That's not going to help you. That's what the BJP wants. That's what the RSS wants. The BJP is working on the RSS agenda. The RSS agenda believes not in your religion, but only in a religion that they think you should be thinking about. Even they don't believe in that religion, though. Their religion is something else. It's the religion of hate, divisiveness, disunity, disruption, unhappiness, fighting. Because when you are divided, then they rule. Yes, so that's what they do to you. They divide and rule. So I must also tell you that if they divide and rule, it is they win elections not because they are united or they are smart or they are intelligent or they know governance. They win, my dear friends of Nagaland, because we are not united. We allow our votes to be sold. Don't do it. Today you will do it, but your future generations are going to suffer in the coming times. They will ask you, why did you do it? Yes, government servants are not getting salaries on time, Willie is saying, and that is a huge concern. Government servants are not happy with the new pension scheme that they are getting because they want the old pension scheme. These are issues, and there are issues and issues and issues, but these issues can be spoken about only when you become aware of your rights, when you empower yourself with responsibility, when you accept responsibility, when you act with awareness, when you act with accountability for that one vote of yours. It's not a mere one vote. It is a vote which empowers you, which gives you the government you want. We get the kind of government we are. And I think we have gone through that trial of understanding what these guys are going to do, and we figured out they're not going to do anything, my friends. They're not going to do anything. And unless and until you realize that the power that resides within you, the power that you have, the power that you are, you will not get a government that you want. So recognize the power that you have. Recognize the power that you are. Recognize how powerful you are to get the government that you want. Awaz uthabi, bhoi na khabi, Congress ase, upay ase. And I repeat this again. Awaz uthabi, bhoi na khabi, Congress ase, upay ase. Remember this. Educate others. Make people aware so that your vote does not go to waste. And do share this video with as many people as you can. Let's go out there and educate people. Let's go out there and tell them the power that resides within them. You might think, you're saying development in Nagaland will lead to exploitation of its culture and diversity. Yes, culture and diversity should be explored and exploited in the right measure, not destroyed. It should be exploited with great thought going into it. And of course, your diversity is absolutely beautiful, but the diversity is getting disturbed, destroyed. And I do want to also mention here, since you've mentioned this, I would have liked to log off now, but I do want to mention what this government is trying to do here. When we are talking about areas, let me tell you which area I'm talking about. I am talking about an area where, yes, Yes, you know what has happened in Joshimath, haven't you? Heard. There is subsidence happening. And here, palm oil cultivation. Palm oil cultivation is what the government is planning to do. Now, palm oil is not native to Nagaland, and it is a monocrop which uses up too much of water, and it kind of disturbs the entire horticulture pattern, the agriculture pattern, and the ecosystem, which is really fragile and very sensitive, that will get completely disturbed. And the Naga identity, the tribal Naga identity is bound to the land that you live on. And every Naga understands that. So when you have this palm oil cultivation, your land will be utilized for something which will destroy the diversity. That should not happen. That should not happen. And that is why you have to raise your voice. And that is why I keep saying to you, time and again, I have said it to you in the last few days, and I will repeat it till you understand. Awaz uthabi, hoy na khabi. Congress ase, upay ase. I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. If I get 5 or 10 minutes late, understand that it is the power supply which is getting disrupted, and that's probably why I get late. Naga boy, you must see what I've said today. Do take a look at it. Yes, I spoke about it today, so do look at it, because that is an issue which is of great concern for all of us, and our people will always matter to us. It doesn't matter to the NDPP, it doesn't matter to Rio, it doesn't matter to the BJP. BJP doesn't care. NDPP and Rio don't care. Unless Rio goes out of NDPP and they move away from BJP, they will never learn to care for Nagaland, because we've seen how they've looted Nagaland. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye for now. Share this video, like and subscribe to my channel also. See you again.